Hi, this is John Anthony. This is the FTE 217 week 8 assignment. Also, the final assignment of this course. Bittersweet moment. This will be the last post I do for this course and for any courses in SDI. Um, I know there's a couple prompts. I kind of want to skip ahead to prompt number 4, which is what future education and training will you pursue to continue building your understanding of important gunsmithing principles? With that being said, I think I will. I mean, when I first signed up for SDI, I took this course, and there were no other courses. I see that there's an advanced handgun course. I think I'm going to take that next. If I got enough time on my GI Bill, think I'm going to take that next. I think going into handguns and going a little bit more in depth would be pretty good, especially because my primary weapon that I carry on duty for my job is a handgun. Um, I've seen, some people in those courses and they're using revolvers. So, that'd be pretty cool to break down revolvers and go into depth with that. Um, I do carry a 2011. I would also like to, go to the Staccatos armor course or any armors courses, do it with Glocks, SIGs, or Smith& Wessons or MMPs, just because, we use all those in our department. Going to some events, armor courses, Sons of Liberty or something like that would be pretty cool, pretty beneficial. Don't want to just close it off to SDI, but maybe any other courses that I can do to expand my knowledge. There's some guys that work at the firearm range with my department who are experts on firearms and the countless courses they've been to and they still go to. So just because they know a lot doesn't mean they stop their knowledge there. So, that my plan to go on with that. I do work on a specialized unit, so possibly doing SDI's unmanned aircraft course, their drone course. Thinking about doing that because we do use drones at work. Um, I'm gonna go back to the first prompt, so not skipping around. Reflect on your interactions with your instructor and your fellow classmates through this course. Please share your insights of what you gained. I would say this is probably the most interactive instructor I've had. All the feedback, comments, and discussion posts, feedback on the grade rubric, everything was pretty interactive, pretty on point, and I mean he provided so much detail just on anything I submitted. So I always look forward to when he did grade everything or had all the grades accumulated in a grade section. I would look forward to see what he would say because I mean he provided so much good feedback and constructive feedback. Yeah, if I mess up something, it wasn't how you did this is this. I'm gonna just dock you. It was hey, you did this, but this is why. This is where you could look and kind of expound on what he was looking for, which is totally helpful, and I think was a benefit. My fellow classmates, they did do well on the discussions. I don't know. I think the discussions in general could be open completely throughout the course, like week 1 you can still comment on them, just so we can keep that open diagram. I kind of wish the discussion post was kind of like more like in a forum, like an online chat, because I think we would engage and discuss more that way. um Prompt 2, comparing the guidance that you received in this course and the guidance offered by recognized expert in its field. It's funny that that's the second prompt because before I took SDI, before I took this course, I used to have a buddy on my team. He moved on, he promoted, he's on to bigger and better things. But we used to talk about guns all the time. We used to break our guns apart before warrant services and stuff. We used to talk about just different things, so much stuff. He was so knowledgeable and has been around guns for so long. And it's funny that a lot of things that I learned in SDI is some of the same exact things that he would spill and preach about. So I thought it was pretty interesting. I thought it was funny throughout my time at SDI that a lot of things that I would say expert or not, it's, pretty, it's my opinion. But that a lot of things that he would bring up and preach was a lot of things SDI would implement, which I thought was pretty cool. I'm like, hey man, it's not just one person saying it, it's not just, this school saying it. I mean, I'm hearing it a lot. Um, for the last prompt, third prompt, not in order. When gunsmithing, is there the only one way to skin a cat? Are there often multiple ways to accomplish tasks? If there are multiple ways to accomplish gunsmithing work, are there fundamental principles that should be maintained at all times? There's always fundamental principles that should be maintained at all times. Safety with a concern. Safety is the first concern. And getting the customer the proper amount of knowledge and what he wants with his weapon and where he should be going. Customer safety is like always like the first thing, and making sure that firearm operates, because ethically, legally, you want that thing to operate if you're working on it. That being said, there is not one way to skin a cat. Um, like the AR-15, some handguns like Glocks and whatnot. The modularity of weapons are they're so vast. The modularity is so in depth and so uh, everything's interchangeable. Like having everything interchangeable and having everything, so modular, there's going to be different ways that you can do stuff, different ways that you can accomplish the mission or get to what you want to do on that build, on that fix, on that tune, on that upgrade. So there is not one way to skin a cat. I feel like if you have an answer already, but there's a bunch of smart people telling you another answer, does that make you wrong? Does that make them wrong? No, you got to listen to all the feedback. I mean, if you want to be the smartest person in the room, if you want to be the most knowledgeable guy, you have to gain that knowledge from anyone and everyone and everything that you can. So there is not one way to skin a cat. Try to grasp as much knowledge as you can. Um, like I said, this is the last post for the school. I appreciate you for your time and everything. And this is the week 8 assignment for FTE 217.